Search and rescue dog handler. I'm here to help. Call out if you can hear me.
When we are training, we find where everybody stops and does a big cheer for the dog. It's all about the dog. On a real search it won't be.
So it's the BSG. Roger, that's me.
It's a volunteer, it's all made up of volunteers. It's a charity, a non-profit organisation. Everybody has a substantive job, full-time jobs mostly. Coast Guards, nurses, paramedic, electricians, firemen, joiners. There's quite a vast range of different roles, which has a benefit in itself of all those different skills coming into the team. But it means that it's hard to get everybody together at any one time.
That takes a few seconds. Hold on, okay. This is the bracket for the camera. The camera. Right.
Everybody that's in it's very, very passionate because they want to be there. They've chose to be there. They've chose to give up their time to do this. To give up their maybe time that they would be spent with their families or friends to actually go and try and help other families. But I must say I do it because I love it. I enjoy the physical aspect of it, and I enjoy the fact that you're giving somebody closure. Or you're preventing somebody doing something that they would, would cause devastation to the rest of their family.
Don't make some noise for yourself. Hey! Check it. Luke, who's that? It's gone. Wow! That's a strong indication. It's facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
In America, there was dogs indicating on the opposite side of the house. Because the side of the house that people were on was warm, and the samples got up and it was pulling at the opposite side.
Yeah.
It was up and down a couple of times, so that's why I thought, nice strong indication. If I was a dog handler, yes, I would be saying check there.
As a video, so we got it this way. He's taken this massive area, and he's narrowed it down to what?
Yeah.
10 meters square.
Yeah. I was tempted not to give him the win.
Send it over.
I think I sent it back to the army.
Roger.
Roger.
If we're on a call and you're at it, you find somebody, for instance, say you have somebody who maybe is suicidal, we've got staff or people there who are all trained in communicating and talking to somebody who's maybe in that mindset. And if they have already hurt themselves or self-harmed, there's nurses and paramedics within the team that can deal with those things firsthand before we hand over to the emergency services. You could be deployed out on a search for 10 hours. One of the searches recently was in Dublin Wicklow Mountains, so you're actually climbing really rough, dangerous terrain, and that's physically very demanding. Again, if you're doing swiftwater rescues, that's again a different type of physical impact on your body, because you're in the water for what's not to be any more than 2 hours at a time, but you're still in the water trying to concentrate on keeping yourself safe as well as doing the job that they're there for. Psychologically, yes, but I suppose when you're actually on the call, you don't think about it, you just think about what you're there to do, and you try to not think about the tough side of it. You try to think about if I was in that position, if that was one of my loved ones or one of my relatives, I would want everybody doing everything they could to try and find them. And then afterwards, if you don't find somebody or you aren't able to return a body to a loved one, that's that's probably the bit I find the hardest. Whenever you have to come off a search and you go home and you know that there's still somebody out there and that you haven't been able to bring them back to their family.
Good girl, nice job. Yeah, girl.
We do bucket shakes all the time at every event that we can try and get to. We do Waggy Races, which is a 5k run with the dogs in Portrush. There's also a lot of places that'll use us as their charity of the month, their charity of the week, and raise funds for us too. But anything that we can do to get some money together to support the training for the dogs and for the technicians and the handlers, we do. We all self-fund. We buy all our own uniform, all our own equipment, pay for all our own courses. All the trips we pay for, it's all out of our own pockets. So it's a very, very expensive hobby to have. And so that's why fundraising is so vital for us. And to have the best equipment that we can utilise in our searches is all through fundraising.